Welcome. This is Todd Raffel with ERE Media. We're at ere.net if you don't know of us or if this video was embedded somewhere else. And I'm here with Matt Jeffrey. Matt is in the UK, so we can blame any lighting problems on Matt and the gray skies over there. And Matt is a former chairman he was the chairman of the ERES conference in San Diego in this past March, and had given a great presentation at that conference, and also formerly with Electronic Arts EA, and is now with the software company Autodesk. And so welcome, Matt.
Yeah, thanks, Todd. Good to be with you.
Thanks. Yeah, and Matt has just sent me a really good and long article for ERE's Journal of Corporate Recruiting Leadership, which is our publication, our paid publication for corporate recruiting leaders, it's a guide to recruiting 3.0, which is what Matt lays out as a really new way of trying to think about recruiting and how things just need to change for recruiting departments now. And on a short video, we can't cover that whole article, but what I thought I would do is take a tiny sliver out. Maybe we'll have further conversations in the future. To be redundant, but and so what I thought we would do now is just take a tiny sliver, some things that made me think from the article, some things related, some not, and do a little myth and reality from the article and from elsewhere that things of Matt and I and others have been talking about recently. Myth and reality. And let's start with number one. At last couple conferences I went to, I heard people saying that Facebook is mainly personal, LinkedIn mainly professional. And so LinkedIn is oftentimes, I'm told, used as a sourcing and screening tool because it's mainly professional, Facebook mainly personal. On this, I'm going to say this is a myth. I used to believe this was the case a year ago, and now I'm finding more and more personal things in LinkedIn, more and more people connected through their business contacts on Facebook. LinkedIn, obviously, people don't phrase things in a personal way, but you find out a lot very subtly through people's recommendations to other things through LinkedIn. That's not a knock on LinkedIn at all. It's just an observation. Let me know what you think about all that, Matt.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the key thing where we're at nowadays is that we need to engage, and we don't need the distinction of a professional community and a social community. Engagement is across the board. Everybody wants to talk, everybody wants to get involved, gossip over the garden fence, and all of these tools allow that. So we're actually bringing down the corporate iron curtains and are letting people to say, hey, here is our company, talk with us, give us your points of view, and whether that's from a professional basis or from a social basis, we're open to anything and having those conversations.
And so you would say that the line is blurring, but that's okay,
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, that line's blurring, but that's fine. However people want to talk with us, the good thing is that they're talking, we're engaging, and it's an open conversation, and that's the key thing and the key difference from the past.
Okay, I got number two of myth and reality here. Twitter, myth or reality is a good way of broadcasting jobs. On this, for me, I'm going to say the jury's still out. I think Twitter is a good, efficient technology. It works. However, whether it fully works, I don't know. When someone broadcasts a job to me, and I've got thousands of tweets coming in 24/7, I may or may not see that tweet. And even if I have keywords or searches set up through my Hootsuite client and whatever, I still may not see that tweet broadcast to me. So I don't know myth or reality on this one yet. What are your thoughts on Twitter as a broadcast job tool?
So I think at the end of the day, recruitment is fundamentally boring. The only time you're going to be looking at a list of jobs being published is when you're active in the market. We know that the challenge now is that, for the 100% of people who are right and experienced for your job, 90% aren't looking. So 10% are out there, and no doubt will be happy to look at Twitter feeds with a list of jobs on. But again, the interesting thing is that when does a job board, when does Twitter become a job board? and when is it engaging? And those are the questions of, when you're posting out, as many companies and corporate career sites are doing now, a list of jobs to their 120 followers. Often that there's more jobs being broadcast in a week than there is actually Twitter followers. So it's about how you engage, get people interested, have a conversation, and then draw in new people into your network, and then subconsciously message them, hey, come and look at our jobs board at the end of the day. People don't want to just see a list of jobs on a Twitter feed. They want to engage and have a conversation.
So what I hear you saying is that Twitter, I think you're saying you agree that as a broadcasting tool, the jury's still out. As a communications tool, that's where it's more effective right now.
That's where it's at.
Okay.
The only time you're going to look at a jobs feed on Twitter is when you're actively looking. We need people outside of those jobs feeds to engage and start to apply for jobs when they're not actively looking.
Okay. Next one. This is one I got straight from your article. Okay. You said social media doesn't take a lot of time. It doesn't take a lot of money. And it also doesn't take a lot of time. And on this, I'm going to say myth. On this, I'm going to say I disagree. I hear you that you could put a video up quickly and you can put a blog up quickly. And certainly I find myself, sometimes the less time I spend on a blog post, the more people care about it and read it and retweet it, unfortunately. And sometimes I spend hours and no one cares about it.
Yeah.
But I think in the long run, I find the more time in life that you put into something, the better it works, and to do something well and right. And generally, in the long run, video, blog, whatever, usually I find it does take more of a committed, concerted effort. So I don't fully agree with you on that one. What are your thoughts?
Okay. So I think it depends on the media. As you said there, a blog is that there needs to be a balance of those considered articles and also the short, sharp, almost like a picture with an engaging paragraph, short paragraph of text. When you look at a Facebook and a Twitter, it's all about short, sharp communication. And the onus shouldn't be on one person to actually be the content king. Mm-hmm. If you have a spread of people who act as the company name, be it for Twitter or Facebook, you can have 10 or 15 people worldwide who dip in and dip out of having a look at what's happening in the community. And then it's a fun part of their job as they're making a cup of tea to think, okay, let's have a look what's happening and join in those conversations. So if you can spread the workload and sort of spread that whole onus of people to engage as the face of the company, it works. If the onus becomes on you, Todd, to become the face of ERE and do every single comment on Facebook and on Twitter and within the blogs, then that becomes really, that's your day in your life. So it becomes harder and more onerous. So I think that spread the workload, more fun, and when you're making that cup of tea, when you're popping out or sitting on the train and having those people engaging, brilliant for the company and brilliant for your community.
Okay, last one. This is also straight from your article, not fully social media related, but straight from your article. You said clearly in your article that most people are not looking for a job, and you cited data from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics that most people are not looking, making recruiting so much more difficult. And that was part of the case you lay out in 3.0, recruiting 3.0, that you need to rethink things because people are not looking. And on this, again, I partially disagree because, and I look at data every day, Gallup, MetLife, Bureau of Labor Statistics, Towers Perrin, and Buck Consultants, and how many people are engaged and how many people are looking for jobs. And I hear you, but I think it's partly semantics. I feel like when I look at all the data as a whole, the number of people who are very open to leaving, or who are stressed out, or who are overworked, or who are not quite loyal, or feel like they're being not appreciated or not thanked, they may not be looking, but they might as well be, I think. Maybe semantics, but I do feel like more people are kind of looking for a job than the data might indicate.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing there is that I think everybody in the market is poachable, but the key term there is the timing factor. So it's about building that relationship, building on the pressure points in terms of trying to entice them into, the challenges and opportunities in your company, the culture, the impact they can have. And it could be that exactly as a sourcing team do, is you identify those key people and build those relationships up, but it may be 1 or 2 years down the line until either you can attract them or you have the right opportunity for them. So the key is building those relationships and getting those people thinking, I want to go and work for that company, whether now or in the future. So everybody in the world is recruitable. Is that you have to push the right buttons and then hit the right timing to get them into your company.
Got it. Well, this has been interesting and unrehearsed, so you can't beat that. Appreciate it, Matt. If anyone listening wants more information, email me, todd@ere.net. One, I can send you the link to Matt's presentation he gave at the spring San Diego conference in March. Number two, if you're not a subscriber to the Journal of Corporate Recruiting Leadership, maybe I can find a way to get you just this issue or something where Matt's guide to recruiting 3.0 is in the June or July issue. And if there's anything else I can get you that will help, learn more about Matt and some of his thoughts, let me know, todd@ere.net. So thank you, Matt, and let's do this again, and we can go over some more thoughts on social media, the job market, and
Brilliant.
recruiting 3.0.
Thanks, Todd.